There is no friend as loyal as a book. This is a quote by Ernest Hemingway, and I've read many books about Teddy Roosevelt, who is our topic today, one of our founding fathers, one of the first presidents of our country, and before he was president, Teddy Roosevelt actually started his career in the military. He battled against San Juan Hill in order to create one of the first nature reservations that our country has ever seen. He was very passionate about his nature, he was very passionate about his reserves, he was also very passionate about his San Juan Hill. And he was also a very faithful man. He had a long-standing wife, very long-standing wife, and he would do anything for her. And one day she did ask him, Teddy, why are there no forests in America? And he said, you're absolutely right. He went out and he created a couple forests, and I really respect that. This is the kind of president that I would like to see in the White Office today.
You know, this is so true, and I completely agree. The thing about Teddy Roosevelt is that he was the father of the forest, and when we have to think about the forest, we have to thank Teddy Roosevelt and say, thank you, Mr. Roosevelt. You come back every year to make sure the forest is okay. And one thing that Teddy Roosevelt actually does on a biannual basis, every single year he comes to the forests that he created back in the day, and he fights against the forest's main enemy, which is Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear, if you don't know, is our mascot for the conservation department. They've given him a hat, they've put him on the payroll, and for some reason they haven't noticed all his unbelievably destructive behavior.
I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. Smokey the Bear is an absolute menace to society. This bear is coming out to the forest, and he's obviously on fire. He's smoke pouring off of him. He's on fire. He's lighting the forest on fire. And Teddy Roosevelt continuously has to defend the forest which he first created for his wife against this menace.
I think, wouldn't Teddy like to go back to his wife and maybe spend some more time with his long-standing wife? I think he would, and I think the conservation department needs to figure out what they're going to do about Smokey the Bear. And first of all, take him off the payroll. I mean, why are you paying a bear to burn down the forest that Teddy Roosevelt made for his wife, the first forest in America? And I think that's just, he needs to stop.
Absolutely. And Smokey the Bear, based on the name, you can tell this is a man. This is a bear who is really just an absolute menace to society. I mean, he's on fire clearly. He's walking into the forest, starting fires, and Teddy Roosevelt has to continuously fight this bear off, to save the forest that he first made for his wife.
Absolutely. Every year he comes back and Smokey is in the forest trying to light matches and strike trees and just smoking it up, and he thinks that, it's just a really funny game for Smokey, but turns out it's not, because Teddy has to not be with his children or his wife and has to fight with Smokey the Bear. And I understand that you actually have some history behind that.
Oh, there's a lot of history behind this whole relationship. One of the most important stories to remember about Teddy Roosevelt was that he went on a hunting trip with many of his friends somewhere in Asia, and he saw this bear, and all of his friends said to shoot the bear, and he said absolutely not. And while I appreciate his environmentalism and his humanity, this turned out to be a very big mistake, because that bear was in fact Smokey the Bear, and he's been terrorizing our forest ever since. Teddy Roosevelt, that was a very big mistake.
It's interesting because Teddy Roosevelt actually created the conservation department back in the day. After he created the forest, then he created the department to keep the forest in check.
And as I've actually researched, some of Smokey Bear's lobbyists have actually taken over the conservation department, and they've turned it all the way around on itself, and now we have the exact opposite of its original goal.
The name says it's a conservation department. In reality, it's the Smokey the Bear department, and they're trying to burn down the forest.
Right, and let's talk about this. The conservation department needs to have a serious conversation with Smokey the Bear. They need to take him off the payroll. They need to probably even deport him from the country.
I would say deport him, prosecute him for burning so many acres of forest down. Honestly, Teddy Roosevelt cannot be in every single place at the same time. He needs help, and I would say let's get some volunteers out there. Maybe we can fight the fires that Smokey starts.
Right, and we know that Teddy Roosevelt can be in several places at the same time, but not all the places.
Right, not all the places, only a couple.
So, in conclusion, Teddy Roosevelt, you made a big mistake, all right?
Huge mistake, buddy.
Honestly, I don't think that you should have ever been president, because you let Smokey the Bear, you let him go free, you let him terrorize our forests, and now we have a lot of damage to deal with. So now we're going to have to get a lot more work going on.
That's funny, because turns out Teddy Roosevelt, you have this quote that says, carry a big stick and walk around. And I don't see you doing either of those things. I see you treating Smokey the Bear like he's some sort of gentleman. And he's not a gentleman, he's a bear. And I would say it's time to get him out of here.
let's get out there. Let's save our forests. Let's give Teddy kind of a wake-up call, and let's also give Smokey Bear a wake-up call and say we're not going to tolerate your behavior much more. So
Right. Only a little bit more, but not much more.
So thank you so much. This has been Blackboard Discussions. I think we've learned a lot.
We have learned a lot, and I hope everyone else out there has learned a lot too. Thank you.
I think so.